are live. Got it. And we are here. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the HBCU Daily Grind. My name is Omar Muhammad, helping you improve and progress in business and in life. So I have to take a step back. I want to give a big shout out to all those who graduated from any HBCU. So this is a proud there we go. We got the DJ in the background playing the sound effects. Oh man, we gotta break him on all the time. All right, but before we get to him, I just want to let you know, for those who are not familiar with what we do here, we highlight, we spotlight, we hear from the HBCU alum. It doesn't care, I don't care what university you graduate from, as long as it's an HBCU. And that's what we do. So we're on a number of platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, LinkedIn. You can also find us on our website at hbcubyassociation.com. And we're here every Monday from 5 to 5:30. And we also have special guests all the time. But before we get to him, I want to thank Mike Ballard for the beat that's playing in the background. I want to definitely thank him. And also want to remind you, on June the 11th from 11 to 4 o'clock at Morgan State University, we're having the HBCU Business Symposium. So come learn about the HBCU token, as well network with other HBCU alum and those who are serving HBCU alum. So with that said, I want to welcome to the HBCU Daily Grind. Let me stop this music. There we go. I want to welcome to the HBCU Daily Grind, not grime. Kendrick. I was gonna call you Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Tilghman. Hey man.
Funny fact, I have been introduced as Kendrick Lamar by accident before.
Really?
From the Bridge, Maryland program, when I was representing BPM, one of the organizations you served for a long time ago.
Absolutely. Well, we know who you are. You know, you are a musician, our DJ. So before we get into your story, let's talk about what HBCU did you graduate from, and then what was your major?
I came from the great Morgan State University 2 times. I graduated with a computer and electrical engineering degree, 2004, and then 2014. An MBA, a Master's of Business Administration.
All right, good deal. All right, so I was kind of fuzzy there, so now I'm not fuzzy. All right, so Kendrick, before we learn more about you, I do want to take you back to your days at Morgan State. And, you know, for me, I think that there are 4 quadrants at HBCUs, and I'm going to talk to you about 4. I'm going to share 4 of them, and just let me know, what resonates with you. If all 4, if 1 or 2, you just let me know. So it's interesting. The 4 quadrants just happen to spell out HBCU. All right. So the H is for homecoming. I don't say no more about that. The B is for Black excellence. The C is for clubs and organizations. And the U is for United Place on campus. So HBCU, homecoming, Black excellence, clubs and organization, and the United Place. So what resonates with you?
All of them resonate. If you're asking me which one I had to put at the top, it would probably be Black excellence.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me more.
At the end of the day, we have been taught wrong. We were taught to go to our great Morgan State University to attract and pull this information and then go get a job. And that's not always the best solution for everyone. And so having that spark of entrepreneurship early, having a queen in my life who married me 11 years ago and was an entrepreneur, and being able to see entrepreneurs from a generational standpoint is unheard of for the African American community. We're only about 3 to 5 generations in entrepreneurship, where many of our counterparts are 17.
Yeah. So I'm getting some feedback, but there you go. It's going away. All right. All right, so thank you for that. So let's jump into it. And so you were electrical engineer and a MBA graduate from Morgan State University. So what led you to entrepreneurship?
Well, the entrepreneurship, I think, really came from being in my grandfather's venue and understanding later that he was the first African American owner in the nation to have the Sphinx Club. It was a private owned venue that everybody was able to come to, whether they
Yeah,
were going to school or they were going to public service as an elected official, whatever your goal was, it happened there. And he funded a lot of opportunities there through his opportunity in entrepreneurship endeavors. And so I think that that was the initial spark. My mom said that I actually was speaking about this in high school. I remember speaking to my grandmother. She told me she washed floors for $5 a week when I was 13 years old. And I think that made me say, I want to move in a direction where we can create our own and be able to hand it down to the next generation and not have to put blood, sweat, and tears in something that you may not want to do for the rest of your life. So I think it's just about finding your life's work where your passion mixed with solving a problem or satisfying a need
hmm
mixed with making the world a better place becomes therapeutic for you to continue to do
yeah.
and to be able to strive on and on and on and on to make the world a better place through that passion.
I hear you, man. So the Space Club, that's off of. Tell people where it is, man. Here, well, you
Pennsylvania
tell them where.
Avenue. Yep, west right here
You
in West
know,
Baltimore. It was in the Green
absolutely.
Book, so that was one of those places where
Mm,
you knew that you were comfortable and welcomed. That's where everyone that performed at the Royal Theater, the
yeah,
Josephine Bakers, the Red Foxes, everyone that came through Baltimore in that circuit, they knew they made a stop at the Sphinx Club. And so, being a grown man and hearing all the great things that my grandfather kind of instilled through my father and myself, it just kind of made a ultimate endeavor to say, ooh, entrepreneurship is the path that seems like it fits my lifestyle and fits what I would like to do and to be able to bring joy to the world while still earning a living.
I love that, man. So by now, you all know what he does for a living. But if you don't know Kendrick or 5Starr, what do you do for a living?
Well, honestly, it's just been an amazing journey to serve, but I think the main thing is that we have educational products. Everything boils down. Wait, Kendrick, what do you do? It boils down to these three things. First is math through music. I found a way to combine my engineering degree with me being a professional DJ, and here we go. We got a product that's
I
in
see.
schools. In that duffel bag, you have our curriculum that's a record on the first page that teaches you how to DJ using mathematical principles. So you get the hardware, you get the laptop, you get the software, you get instructional videos so you don't need Kendrick to come and teach you how to DJ. You can actually learn through our instructional videos and unlimited downloads on music. And boom, we have ultimate engagement. And so we're just excited about some of the data we're collecting here in the state of Maryland, and we just expanded to other products. So we have a partnership now with JD Coding Kit, and so we bring in that STEM DJ. When I say that I took a coding class
Yeah.
in the School of Engineering, here it is. This is basically soldering a DJ rig together, which I did in high school at the great Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, and then and then had a great opportunity to be
That
able to
city.
learn
Wow.
coding. Yes, yes, one of the greatest schools ever, ever.
Okay.
And so here you have a coding kit to get students excited about coding, which is a career path that you don't even need a degree for to
That's
earn a
right.
six-figure living,
Yeah.
not just knowing how to code. So we want to expose our young people to coding and those scholars that attract to STEM careers and STEM fields. And then our final project is basically a Bluetooth speaker. So they get
Oh
this, you
wow.
You build your own Bluetooth speaker. You learn the physics of sound. We talk about the sound clash, which basically started in Jamaica, where they had speakers all lined up and actually playing different music, smashing, clashing together, and you basically build your own Bluetooth speaker. So we like to really focus on the stream integration,
Mhm.
and stream just meaning science, technology, reading, engineering, arts, and math. It kind of intertwining all of those things with the company that we have, 5Starr Enterprise.
Right. Okay. So Kendrick, you were the first DJ that I met that was actually teaching students. We do the conference, so you were teaching the students about not only DJing but STEM as well. So are there other people like you now, or I mean, you were the first one that I've known that was doing it.
Yep. So now we scaled up a bit, and that's a blessing because we have a few opportunities to work with the Baltimore Parks and Recs, and so I
Good.
was able to use a lot of the center of influence of people just wanted me to teach them how to DJ. I said, well, if you're going to pay me three figures
Yeah.
for me to teach you, but I can pay you an hourly rate to teach it to the next generation of scholars. And
Yeah.
that's how we started scaling using that opportunity there, as well as our opportunity in Montgomery County, where we have a full staff going to Montgomery County providing math through music, and we're just collecting data there and it's just amazing because security says his job is easier because violence is down because they're so engaged with math through music. And so we
Mm.
find that the physics teacher loves it because when she talked about wave files, there's clearly a wave file on the screen that allows us to control this technology, and that keeps it relevant to the students. The math teachers loves it because we all know that principles are few and processes are many. So the same principles they're learning in class, they're learning that in math through music because that's ratios, part the whole, percentages, addition, subtraction, multiplication, little division. We are excited about just making that merge and that creation or urge to learn in this educational space. We're in that extended learning space, so we're
Yeah.
not trying to replace anything. We just want to be an addition to or a complement to what's already in place.
Absolutely. You said something that's truly important for entrepreneurs, and that is the collection of data. Data tells a whole lot. So why did you infuse that into your business? What advice can you give to others who are thinking about collecting data?
Well, I think it starts from the beginning. You want to have a goal, a vision. So our goal is to be a premier resource for STEM workforce diversity. Currently, we're in year 12 of a 20-year plan. So this wasn't something that just overnight said, oh, we're going to just do this. This was 12 years ago, sitting down, putting pen to paper to say, this is the goal, this is how we're going to get there. And so we know that, okay, if we want to go this far and be able to impact be premier resources for STEM workforce diversity. That means we need to be great in engagement, which I absolutely love because I can mix my passion with solving that problem of students not liking STEM. I can do that all day, every day. And so the goal was from engagement to employment because that's what my partner does. He wants to do the IT training and train you and to you can be certified in information technology or A plus certification, network security plus, ethical hackers, whatever you need to be to make your living in STEM. That was the end game. And so then I said, well, I still have my ties with Morgan and been working with the School of Engineering, so why not be able to go from engagement to pursuing a PhD? And so that's where we kept those ties and those partnerships, and we still work in the college community as professional speakers or program providers, and trying to position our product, Math Through Music, as a tool that they use to increase math scores in their feeder schools, high schools, so they can take advantage of dual enrollment programs. So this is a well thought out plan that we've been really just trying to execute. And so being in year 12 of a 20-year plan, it allows you to become a well-oiled machine. You've seen these things over and over again, and it allows you to, as a CEO, transition from working on the business and not in the business. And that's really one of the key things we saw when we started having growth. Not to mention having one beautiful wife by my side that has just been supporting us every day for the past 15 years. And so that it just adds value to how we can really scale up DJs. Really, I saw DJs in different environments, and when the pandemic shut down, 90% of our business shut down. And
Mm-hmm.
so when the pandemic shut us down,
Mm-hmm.
there, this is how we made a living virtually, where I can press a button and change what you see. And that
Wow.
virtual mind frame of being able
I
to
got you. Yeah, I see.
that pivot allowed us to take advantage of one thing I want to show you here, what we call media masters. And so I can control what you see with this record. And so our company's course is 5Starr Enterprise. We do these three things: community outreach, educational services, and community engagement. And so in that educational framework, we focus on academy learning, the accelerated learning, and resocialization in them in the classroom. Because if I'm mixing a record and it's moving Michael Jackson in sync with this record, I got your undivided attention.
Oh, wow.
And so
Yeah.
this is, you've seen how the reaction. And so for me, it always starts with the queen. She's my husband, a father of two, a grandfather of two, and it's been a blessing to be able to just live this dream of having a dream 10, 15 years ago. I played basketball in high school, and I remember having this immaculate moment where I jumped and
You
dunked
just
on this guy, and the crowd went
over three
crazy.
guys.
It was only one. It was only one.
Okay.
But the real dream was the fact that I had this. I saw the same excitement
Yeah.
was for math and for STEM. And then we got this product partnership that came with this data called Math Through Music. And with Math Through Music came the Canadian federal government doing a 5-year study, and it already doubled math scores. So now all I got to do is prove it here on the East Coast. And that's what really been the focus for the past 3 years, is just how do we continue to expand and bring in different strategic partners to allow us to get more exposure
Yeah.
to prove our hypothesis. Our hypothesis is if we increase your creative thinking, it'll increase academic performance, attendance rates, graduation rates, things of that nature.
Wow, man. You said you went 12 years of a 20-year plan. So this is your life's work.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your
Wow.
life's work is bigger than a job, it's bigger than a career.
Yeah.
It is why there are professors at Morgan State. They're doing research
Yeah.
because they figured it out. It's the passion, something you love so much that you would do it for free, mixed with either solving a problem or satisfying a need, mixed with making the world a better place.
Oh man, I love this, man. So let me kind of take you back to your days at Morgan, and well, now let's focus on this. Let me focus on not just taking you back, but focus where you are now. And how can Morgan State? I already know this, but I want to hear from you. How can Morgan State or any HBC, let me put it that way, foster entrepreneurship? But you're an alumni of Morgan State, so how can Morgan foster entrepreneurship? Help
I,
foster entrepreneurship.
I had another dream about my great alma mater and a lot of universities across the country is that the schools would start talking to each other more, and
Hmm.
there were collective projects that created the School of Business and the School of Engineering on a business product with an entrepreneur local from that town. So I've had this dream since I graduated the first time, and I realized that sometimes the way that you can execute that dream is by being able to execute a plan to save a certain revenue stream. And so that's where, really, to me, for my school, I would rather come to my alma mater with a solution to save them a few million, to say that, hey, if we put this $500,000 over here, it's an
Hmm.
easier it's a easier transition, because if we just saved you a couple million over here, you don't mind with working together on this project that brings these different schools together, whether it's hospitality management, because we know that a lot of our entrepreneurs that look like you and I have poor or subpar customer service. So I think when hospitality management and the School of Engineering about a tech restaurant comes together, those different projects are more successful because you hear all of the different languages. I realized when I graduated from the School of Engineering, I appreciated how they taught me how to think. That's what engineering is. We create something to solve a problem. We think. We're thinkers. But that's not the same language as business. And so I wanted to get an MBA to learn the language of business. And that's where you find out the answer to who ain't got to be you. You are you're someone that is going to be impacting this world, but you can't do it by yourself. You need a team.
Absolutely. So as we transition into this next question, give out your website and how can people reach you?
Absolutely. So it's easy. It's do I have one here? Thought I hit promo. Boom. So you can connect with me on my link tree right there.
And this is
And
an interactive interview. I love it. Go ahead. Go ahead,
and
DJ.
and of course you can just follow me, DJ5stars.com there. The actual company website is 5starenterprise.com, but you can get all that right there on the link tree, and it kind of houses all our links in one place. And you can even set up a meeting with me right there on the link tree, and we can help out. I serve on about 10 boards, so usually when people dump their goals or they dump their challenges on me, I promise you I'm not putting too much thought in helping you personally. I just know the cars that are aligned with your goal or the cars that you need to overcome that challenge, and I'm just going to make an introduction and that's what I'm good at. I'm a dot connector. I love being a resource evangelist, as the new word I heard the other day. I thought it was a resource magnet, but resource evangelist. I will love to help people solve problems, not personally, but just being able to bring those resources to the table so you could take advantage of relationships that we've been building for 2 decades.
Absolutely, man. I love that. And I love the interactive feel that you have here as well. So let's just kind of end it with this. And that is, you've worked with I've seen you work with a lot of young individuals, and, they are super impressed when they see the DJ equipment. You get them to come up there, and it's all about, attracting. And when they get there, it's like, oh, not only would I learn how to spin the records, I'm also learning how to learn STEM, as you indicated. Now you added some additional items on there. So let's just imagine if you were 16 years old again, what would you tell yourself?
Whoa, 16 years old. Wow. It would be the world is bigger than your block. At 16, coming from Baltimore, you still, even though I was a geek at that time, played basketball at that time, I still was from Emerson Village. And that mind frame of tunnel vision of, if you're not from this neighborhood, I don't need to know you.
And look up Emerson Village, y'all, for those who are not from Baltimore.
Come a long way from there. So
Yes,
I believe if I had to talk to myself, I would value relationships more that you don't know. But I believe you did a great job at value relationships that came through your church, through your parents. But you could have been more proactive on relationships. The Most High blessed us with blessings of relationships. However, they came and they sought us out. What if we were more proactive at 16 to find those mentors that could kind of push the ball and you wouldn't step on any toes? You never want to do that, young people. From 16 to 25, you think you know everything. And so I think if I had to give myself some advice, I would say stay humble and be intentional about your relationships and who's around you.
Absolutely. I love it, man. Give out your contact information once more.
Absolutely. I am Kendrick Tilghman, DJ 5Starr, my husband, father to grandfather to. You can connect with me easily on my link tree, and you can connect with me. You can actually get in our text blast if you just text the word START to 410-469-8886.
All right. Now you say star or start?
start.
Oh, start. Okay.
Like let's get started.
All right. Good deal. All right. So you probably get this all the time when you about to play something, man?
Well, you know,
Go
I'm
ahead, man.
always.
Do you think, man? We got as much time as you need, man. Go ahead. While you playing something, I'm gonna kind of close this out. I do want to thank Kendrick. Thank you, Tilghman, for coming on board. I really appreciate you, man. I love the work that you're doing. With especially working with the young individuals, man. It's not just about the DJing. You're showing us some other mixtures of things that they can do as well. So I want to thank you for that. As you can see now, what's that flowing in the background?
That's what I need the people to pay attention to. This is how we become MJs as opposed to DJs, media jockeys as opposed to disc jockeys. So we can control what you see and control what you hear to help people resonate with your content. And so this is really just Channel 2 News.
All right, topping your local news here at 5:30, we got a man promoting a creative way to teach kids about STEM, and he's doing it through music. That's right, he's teaching them how to be a DJ while learning math, and WMAR2 News' Brittany Werner tells us some schools in our area have already started using a method.
So it doesn't matter whether it's your message with our method. And so we teach using this method. We host events and partner with suicide awareness partners, and I'm mixing hard topics. We've mixed how to communicate with law enforcement. When you don't want people to fall asleep, you bring us.
Yeah. I love it, man. All right. So reach out to DJ 5Starr. You see his information there. And you can also look at the replay. So Kendrick, as always, thank you for coming on board. Don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. What else? LinkedIn. Don't forget, we're on LinkedIn as well. Our HBCU Business Symposium. Come on through, y'all. It's going to be June the 11th from 11 to 4. We're going to feed you a light breakfast, all right, very light breakfast, but it will be a great opportunity to meet other HBCU alum, other organizations that are working to support HBCUs and HBCU alum and students as well. So if you're interested in being a guest, just go onto our website. Our website is HBCU by Association. You can find more information about us and the HBCU Symposium there. And like, share, and subscribe to this video. We're going to keep this going. We'll be back next week. I'm supposed to play my beat, or are you playing the beat, Kendrick, as I'm going out real quick?
Sound effects.
All right.
There you go. All right. We'll see you next week. Until then, continue to improve and progress.